Hello, assalamualaikum. How's your life, guys? I hope all of you are fine, and also Allah always blessing us. Before we continue to the material today and we start our presentation, I would like to say welcome to Group 7. Okay, before we continue to the material today or our presentation about stressing, I would like to introduce the member of Group 7. The first is me, Camila Celia, and the second would be delivered by Ikral, and the last would be delivered by Fitri. Okay, let's start from me. Okay, here I'm as first speaker. I would like to share to you about the material today that is about stressing. So, what is stressing? As you can see on your screen, that stress is a term that we apply to words its isolation which have more than one stress syllables. It refers to the property that certain syllables carry which makes them stand out from the rest of word. So that is the definition of stressing. Okay, next I would like to explain you about level of stress. What the kinds of level of stress? So there are 4 kinds of level of stress. The first is primary stress, second stress, tertiary stress, and the last is weak stress. So what the difference of them? I would like explain one by one. Primary stress. Primary stress is the heaviest stress or force given to one syllable in a spoken word or to one word in an utterance. The strongest of the 4 phonemic degrees of stress. Okay, I would like to give some words for example of primary stress. Academic, apologetic, economic, explanation, deliberation, environmental, generosity, and phenomenology. Academic, apologetic, economic, explanation, deliberation, environmental, generosity, and phenomenology. The second kind of level of stress is second stress. Second stress is the accent on a syllable, a word or braid group that is weaker than the primary stress but stronger than the lack of stress. Okay, let's move for the example of secondary stress. The word is same, but the accents or pronunciation little different. Academic, apologetic, economic, explanation, deliberation, environmental, generosity, and the last, phenomenology. That is explanation for me, and the next part would be delivered by Ikral.
Thank you, Camila. And then I will continue the presentation. Tertiary stress, constituting the third strongest of the 3 or 4 degrees of stress, recognized by most linguists. For example, indivisibility. Weak stress. Weak is the opposite of strong, so the spoken word have the weakest stress among all of the stress. English stress system. Stressing will be depend on a syllable because when a syllable receives stress, it becomes prominent. A syllable might be more prominent by differing from the surrounding syllables in terms of loudness, pitch, and length. Pitch is an auditory sensation that places sound on a scale from high to low. Every syllable has pitch. Lower, any syllable that is articulated with a noticeably different pitch will be deemed to carry stress. pitch also plays a central role in intonation. Length is one of the more important determinants of stress. In addition to length and pitch, loudness can result in prominence. This prominence would make that syllable the stress syllable. Number 1. Prefix and the adverbial suffix "li" usually do not change the pattern of stress. Number 2. Verbs that end in "ate" and "eyes" receive stress on their antepenultimate syllable. Notice that the endings are pronounced as "ate" and "eyes" respectively. Number 3. Verbs that end in "ify" usually take stress on the syllable prior to the ify ending. And then thank you for your attention. The presentation will be continued by Fitri.
Thank you, Ikral. So I will continue the presentation. The fourth one, adjective that end in is usually receive stress on the syllable containing is. And for the next one, adjectives that end in able, l, and os usually take stress on their antepenultimate syllables. And for the next one, nouns that end in it, at, or ion, and ic, and the ion usually take stress on the syllable prior to the ending. And for the last one, other heavy nouns usually receive stress on the antepenultimate syllables. So the next slide is the example for prefix and adverbial suffix. So, evaporate, demonstrate, vaporize, and recognize is one of the verbs that end in "ate" or "eyes. Beautify, ramify, and testify is the one of verbs that ends in "iv". So, for the next one, adjectives that end in is, in able, and all, they are Japanese, corporal, and admirable. So, this is the last one. Nouns that end in it, all, ion, and ic, and iu. I hope you can practice your pronunciation. So thank you for your attention. Stay healthy, stay happy everyone. Bye bye.